Ever bought something just because it was on sale, even though you didn't really need it? Come on. I know I'm not the only one who's gone into Costco for one $15 item and left with $200 worth of stuff that saved me 50 bucks, or held on to something worthless just because you spent money on it. Well, for decades, economists believed people made logical, rational decisions about money, always acting in their best interest. But research shows that could be further from the truth. In reality, our brains are wired to make predictable financial mistakes, from splurging on things we don't need and clinging to bad investments. But don't worry, I have really good news. Once you understand these mental traps, you can outsmart them and start making smarter, more confident money decisions. In this video, I will go through 5 of the most common money mistakes, why they happen, how they cost you more than you think, and most importantly, how to avoid them. Number 1. The credit card trap. Credit cards feel like magic. Buy now, pay later, rack up points for free, flights, cash back. But behind those shiny perks lies a hidden cost that could quietly wreck you financially. Imagine this, you buy a $1,000 laptop at 20% interest, paying only the minimum. By the time you're done paying off that deal, it costs you almost $2,000. This is as bad as buying a new car. So why do you keep doing it? Richard Thaler, a Nobel Prize winning economist, spent his career studying why we make decisions that work against us. He even joked about naming his groundbreaking research, "Dumb Stuff People Do." Yeah. One of his discoveries, credit card trick. Credit cards trick our brain into thinking money isn't real. See, swiping a card or tapping your phone, it feels almost like spending Monopoly money. Add reward programs and suddenly we're justifying purchases just to get points. And let's not forget minimum payments. They're designed to keep you in debt, with interest quietly piling up. But here's the good news. You can outsmart the trap. Start by treating your credit card like cash. Only charge what you can pay off in full each month. Use an app to track every dollar you spend in real time, so you know exactly where your money's going. And automate your payments to the full balance to avoid paying late fees and lingering debt. So here is a point. Credit cards should work for you, not against you. Choose a card with rewards that match your real life spending and not perks you'll never use. And always remember, if you can't pay it off in full, it's not a reward, it's a loan. And speaking of holding on to things that work against us, let's talk about why we cling to stuff we don't even need and how it costs us more than we can imagine. Number 2, the endowment effect. Why do we hold on to things we don't need? Richard Thaler had a name for this. It's called the endowment effect. Our tendency is to overvalue something just because we own it. Imagine this. You're trying to sell your old couch for 300 bucks on Facebook Marketplace, but no one's interested. You're thinking, man, these people are idiots. They don't know the value. But the truth is, no one's interested. And here's why. If you didn't already own it, would you pay $300 for that that couch? Probably not. Yet because it's yours, it suddenly feels worth more. This behavior doesn't apply to just couches. Thaler's research uncovered that we do this with all kinds of things. Clothes we've never worn, gadgets collecting dust, even investments that aren't performing. We attach emotion to things we own, the memories, the effort it took to get them. And that makes it harder to let go, even when holding on costs us money, cha-ching cash. So this is about the so-called opportunity cost. What you're giving up by refusing to sell and let go. That couch you're clinging to could be taking up space that could be used for something more valuable. Or that investment you refuse to sell might be dragging down your portfolio when you could reinvest in something better, regardless of how much you've lost. So, how do you outsmart the endowment effect? Start by thinking like a buyer, not an owner. Ask yourself, if I didn't already own this, would I pay what it's worth today to get it? That's a power question. Rewind, screenshot it, ask it all the time. If the answer is no, it's probably time to let it go. For investments, focus on the numbers, not the emotions. What matters is whether it's still serving your financial goals. The endowment effect isn't just about physical things. It's about breaking free from that emotional attachment that weighed down your financial choices. Letting go of what's no longer valuable clears the way for opportunities that truly are. And speaking of decisions clouded by emotion, next, we'll explore why we make irrational choices with money we didn't work for and how it's costing us more than you realize. Number 3, mental accounting. Let's talk about something all of us do. Treating yourself, treating some money as special and spending it differently than we would our regular income. Richard Thaler calls this mental accounting, and it's one of the most common ways we trick ourselves into bad financial decisions. Here's how it works. Imagine you win $500 on a lotto ticket. Do you save it? Invest it? Nah, probably not. Most people are gonna go treat yourself on something they don't need because, hey, it's hashtag free money, baby, dollar bills, right? No, here's the thing. Those dollars are no different from the ones in your paycheck. The only difference is how you label them in your mind. Thaler discovered that we create imaginary buckets for our money. There's the paycheck bucket, which we use carefully for our bills and savings, and the bonus bucket where YOLO, anything extra is treated as a guilt-free fun trip, okay? And while that sounds harmless, and I'm not against the treat yourself moment, it can lead to decisions that undermine our long-term financial goals, like blowing a tax refund on a vacation that could have wiped out 22% credit card debt, y'all. And it's not just windfalls. That mental accounting shows up in everyday choices. Take gas prices. A study during the '08 financial crisis found when gas prices dropped, we didn't save the extra money. Instead, we spent it on premium gas we don't need, just because we mentally allocated that money to fuel. So, how do we outsmart this trap? Well, start by reminding yourself that a dollar is a dollar, no matter where it comes from or where we tell ourselves it's going. Treat all income, whether it's a paycheck, a refund, which was literally your paycheck that you loaned to the government interest-free and they gave back you your money, and even a lotto win. Treat them all the same. Want to splurge a little? Want to treat yourself? Great. Set up a rule though, maybe 5%. 10% goes to fun, but put the rest towards savings, paying off debt, investing. This way, you're still enjoying your money while making decisions that support your long-term financial future. See, mental accounting isn't about being bad with money. It's just about how our brain tries to simplify complex decisions. And by recognizing this habit, you can stop labeling money differently and start putting it all to work for you. And speaking of money habits, next up, we got a fire psychological trap that keeps us spending, even when we know it's not beneficial. Number 4, the sunk cost fallacy. Have you ever forced yourself to finish a terrible movie just because you paid for it? Or eaten a meal you didn't like just to get your money's worth? Congratulations, you've fallen victim just like me into the sunk cost fallacy, and it's costing us more than we realize. Richard Thaler's research uncovered why we make these irrational choices. The sunk cost fallacy is all about our refusal to let go of something once we've invested time, money, effort into it, even when it no longer serves us. In our minds, walking away feels like admitting defeat, even though sticking with it only makes things worse. It's not just movies and meals. Think about larger decisions like keeping a gym membership you don't use or holding onto a stock that's losing value because you're waiting for it to bounce back. Personally, I have lost thousands doing this years ago with the cannabis stocks. I lost so much on that, guys. And I held on to those stocks for years because they might come back. But here's the reality. The money you've spent or lost, it's already gone. The only question that matters is whether staying the course is worth it moving forward. Moving forward, not in the past. So how do we outsmart this trap? Number 1, just start by shifting your mindset. When faced with a decision, ask yourself, if I wasn't already financially, emotionally, identity-wise invested in X, would I choose it today? If the answer is no, cut your losses and move on. I once kept a streaming subscription for 3 years because one show I had watched 4 years previously was good. And those cannabis stocks, well, I held one from nearly a $200 valuation all the way down to under $1. That's crazy. So if that investment or streaming membership isn't working for you, switch things up and put the money towards something beneficial for you long term. Forget the sunk costs. Here's a pro tip. Focus on future benefits, not past costs. Whether it's an investment, a subscription, or even a personal project. The question shouldn't be, how much have I spent, but what's the best decision I can make today? The sunk cost fallacy is a powerful force, and recognizing it is the first step to breaking free. And once you let go of what's not working, you have more time, energy, money to invest in what truly matters. Now, up next, we're going to look at the money mistake that's costing you the most time of all, and why starting early is the best financial decision you can. And if you're loving this video as much as I am, smash that like, subscribe. Doing that little gesture helps this channel reach more people more than you will ever know. So from my heart, thank you. Now let's get back. We'll look at the money mistake that's costing you the most time of all, and why starting early is the best financial decision you can make. Number 5, ignoring the power of compound interest. Let's talk about one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for building wealth. Compound interest. It's the concept that your savings or investments earn returns, and those returns generate even more returns over time. Think of it like a snowball running downhill. The longer it rolls, the bigger it gets. But here's the problem. Too many people ignore it, delaying savings or investing until later and missing out on its exponential growth. So why does this happen? Well, Richard Thaler's research points to our tendency to prioritize short-term needs over long-term gains. Saving for retirement feels too far off, especially when there's more immediate expenses or splurges calling our name, okay? Plus, investing can seem overwhelming, full of jargon and risks that scare us into doing nothing. And for those who don't consider it, small contributions can feel pointless, leading to procrastination. But here's the truth. The earlier we start, the less we need to save. Okay, for example, if you start investing $200 a month at age 25 with a small 7% return, you'll have over $500,000 by the age 65. But if you wait 10 years to 35, you'll need to save twice the amount to just get to the same number. Time is our greatest ally when it comes to compound interest. How can you take advantage of it? Well, start small, open a retirement account or a simple low-cost index fund, and automate your contributions. Even 50 bucks a month can grow into something substantial over time. And if you're carrying high interest debt, tackle that first. It's canceling out any gains you'd get from investing. And so the key is to start now. No matter how small, compound interest rewards patience, not perfection. I'm gonna say that again. Compound interest rewards patience, not perfection. Every day you wait is a missed opportunity to grow your wealth. Financial mistakes are part of being human, and recognizing them is the first step to taking control. Whether it's avoiding the credit card trap, letting go of things that no longer serve you, or harnessing the power of compound interest, small changes can lead to massive results over time. If this video resonates with you, take one action today. Automate your savings, cancel that subscription you don't use, or even simply start tracking your spending. All actions add up. Every step counts. And if you want to dive deeper into why we make these decisions, I highly recommend Richard Thaler's book, Misbehaving: The Making of Behavioral Economics. It's packed with insights and stories to help you think differently about money. Now, as always, I appreciate you watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with someone who could really use this financial reset. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Now grab my free for a limited time Money and Crypto Masterclass down below as my gift from me to you. And as always, you keep living your life to the fullest, baby. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.